Bitcoin broke $28,000 only to be immediately rejected and then seeing a $2,000 swing low off of that rejection. Bitcoin on the hourly chart looks ridiculous. What can we anticipate in the short term? What do the long-term charts look like? And what is the next move for Bitcoin? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe, hit that like on the way in. I really appreciate you. Let's jump into this Bitcoin video. By the way, this is like a jam-packed video. Utilize the timestamps. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a really interesting weekly chart. I'm also going to give you an update on BlockGains app, our new app that I released a few weeks ago. So hit the timestamps if you will. Let's jump into this. Hourly chart. Are you serious right now with this? I actually literally just tweeted before I pressed record a few minutes ago. I said Bitcoin broke $28,000 while I was sleeping. Therefore, it never happened. So if we go over to this hourly chart, you know, it did happen, but I was sleeping in this wick of this hourly candle. And let's zoom in because this is important just to note this. Bitcoin, it saw rejection like a little bit above $28,000, but look what happened just in the next 2 hours. Bitcoin dipped, this is a 7% dip, and it dipped $2,000. A $2,000 move. I mean, it's on the hourly, but I mean, essentially it's like in a matter of minutes, it feels. So that is the environment in which we are in right now, in the Bitcoin world. So please just seriously buckle up. The volatility that I think is in store for all of us in regards to Bitcoin and altcoins is going to be crazy, I think, for like the next year. So if not longer. So that's the hourly chart. Real quick, just for underlying context, all this is like happening so fast. This is a video just from yesterday. We actually have a 26,750 target and a 27,400 target. 27,400 target. That was at $25,748 just yesterday. I did that video. Now let's go back to the hourly chart. And look what just transpired. So the second target, obviously we blew by this target, but the second target right around, I mentioned 27,400. So right around here in that video, you can just see, and this is like, technical analysis is still working, believe it or not. And Bitcoin hit the target. And what did it do? I mean, on the hourly chart, pretty much saw resistance, and it's consolidating like right now at that $27,400 area as I do this video on the hourly chart. So we're getting exactly what we'd anticipate, and this is moving quick. This is an hourly chart. This isn't something I do all the time on this YouTube channel, but we're going to probably be doing this for a while now. And here's Bitcoin. It's consolidating. So like, what am I anticipating on this chart? It's important to note. This upper trend line is nothing right now. We have one swing high, crazy volatility, followed by 2,000 swing low. We have this lower trend line down here. It's charted, right? I'm just trying to find structure at this point. So right now, I'm just like buckled in. I'm looking at the charts. I'm just waiting to see the next move for Bitcoin, because what's going to happen? We're going to get structure. Are we going to get another swing high, higher high above this $28,000 move? And we're going to have an upper trend line now up like this, a rising channel? Are we going to get a swing high, which is a lower high right around here, and have kind of this downward upper trend line, maybe forming a symmetrical triangle? I'm looking for some type of structure. And until we get it, it's hard to chart what's happening right now. There's other things we're looking for on the charts as well, but this is like that immediate thing. In terms of, well, what if Bitcoin just makes a volatile move outside of what we see here, these potential scenarios? You know, to the downside, I have my areas I'm watching. It's really these two rising wedges that Bitcoin was in that we've been just tracking really nicely. 1, 2, the apex of these both of these wedges really just coming together almost perfectly beneath where Bitcoin is right now. I'd say support for Bitcoin that I'd be watching, 25,900, this upper trend line, down to right around 25,300 or so. I'd be watching if Bitcoin kind of makes a move down to that area. Is there support? Bitcoin, right now it's in price discovery, right? We know it's overbought on the weekly, but right now we're tracking the hourly to see if this is just going to continue. And we have a $30,000 target in play as well, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this is what we're looking at. Maybe this is where a structure is formed, right? And maybe this is where we get a true swing low, and then we bounce off of that area. And then, this lower trend line we have charted here needs to be updated. But again, this is an hourly chart. It's fast moving. You have to have a little bit of patience sometimes. You can't always have just these perfect patterns in play. They take some time to form. But Bitcoin truly has been hitting targets over and over again. And namely, they've been to the upside. There haven't been many targets hit to the downside. We had one, which was this falling wedge, the height of this rising wedge. Bitcoin fell below, hit its target pretty much perfectly if you look at this in hindsight. But right now we're waiting for some formation on the hourly. So real quick glance at the daily chart. This is what has transpired. It's just awesome to see this. Bitcoin broke into the bull market doors, which are right here. That's the bull market doors, 13,000 to 16,000. We hit the $24,000 target that we've been talking about forever on this YouTube channel. This pattern goes all the way back to like October 2019 or so. We know that that's happened, and now we're in this move we've been tracking, very similar to the summer of 2019, the spring and summer of 2019, and Bitcoin still kind of just putting in just that price discovery at the upper trend line here. Interestingly enough, Bitcoin's getting close to that upper trend line. If you go back to the hourly chart, you can actually see that yellow line up here is that long-term upper trend line. Bitcoin, does it have a powerful move to hit that $30,000 area in the next couple of days? That's kind of one thing that's on my radar screen right now in questioning if Bitcoin can do it. I think for me, without any structure on the hourly charts, that is my next target. That is that next also kind of, I think, mental barrier for Bitcoin. If there's continuation to the upside, $30,000, it's that upper trend line. And then you have other things happening on the zoomed out charts that show that there could just be some consolidation. There could be some rejection in that area. The rejection can be strong. You've already seen what can happen in terms of rejection. Look at this, a $2,000 move for Bitcoin, everybody. It wasn't long ago, if we just go to, let's go to a 6-hour chart, a $2,000 move a few months ago would be huge for Bitcoin, right? We experienced a similar move to the upside, Bitcoin in the 9,000s going to in the 11,000s, but look how long that took on a 6-hour chart, right? This is a $2,000 move right here on a 6-hour chart. That's July 24th to like August 1st. Took like a week. Now we're talking about an hourly chart. It happened in a matter of 2 hours, a $2,000 move to the downside. So if you don't think there's the potential for huge dips along the way right now, I don't know what to tell you. And I get comments. Some people still don't like me talking about dips, and I really don't care. Maybe my YouTube channel is not for you. I got an awesome tweet from this Mr. Cleanup on Twitter last night. He said, just wondering if you've noticed fib retracement on the weekly of Bitcoin from the end of August to current all-time high aligns with bull market doors. This chart is so cool. I didn't even really pick this up, and I looked into it after he tweeted this. Look at this. So I want to go to the weekly, and I want to chart exactly what he's talking about. This is valuable. This is probably the most valuable part of the video. If you want to be prepared for any type of volatile, crazy dip for Bitcoin, swing high, bull market high, bear market low, we place our bull market doors, right? That is that area, that green rectangle, that $13,000 to $16,000 area that we were just talking about for so long for Bitcoin to enter the bull market. It's done so. And then we take our previous swing low on the midterm charts right here, like end of August, beginning of September. We take that swing low to our current swing high, and look at this retracement area. It is almost perfectly confluent. And last night, I think it was like perfectly confluent with the bull market doors. This area down here, everybody, we're talking $17,000 or so down to around 13,000. I don't think Bitcoin's going to move down to 13,000. That's like a $14,000 move. We've gotten so much separation, and that is awesome. But there's just a piece of me, and this is just my mentality. This is how I work as a person that anticipates a 30 to 40% move back down, right? That is just, it would be an incredibly volatile, scary time for probably most of the crypto markets. I get it. Again, we have so much separation. I'm not sure $10,000 move, $10,000+ move is going to happen. But we've talked about we're going to be in an environment in Bitcoin where $10,000 moves do happen. And it's 100% in play. And I actually have a pinned tweet. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's basically in April. I think Bitcoin was in the 7,000s. I said, out of nowhere, Bitcoin flies through 20,000, continues to 26,500, and then retraces to $18,000. That scenario is has played out eerily weird, eerily accurately. Although we were above $28,000 for some time. But just that concept has always been in the back of my mind. Bitcoin in these environments where it's dipping almost $10,000. And so it still is in the back of my mind. I'm not bearish at all in Bitcoin, everybody. That's an environment where it's just I would accumulate a ton of Bitcoin in the bull market if we get a $10,000 dip. But again, it just speaks to the idea that dips can happen. You just saw a $2,000 dip on the hourly chart. If that's not enough to convince you that big dips, a $5,000 dip could happen, then you're just, I don't know. You're crazy if you don't see that, or at least just have it in the back of your mind and anticipate that. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin on the weekly. I spent way more time than I wanted to on that weekly talking about that potential dip. We know that the all-time high of 2017 is that area of $20,000 that we look for just that macro support before that even happened down there. So long story short, Bitcoin's so bullish, getting so much separation from even the bull market doors, right? We're talking separation right now of 60% plus separation from the bull market doors, everybody. This is the environment we want to be in. I couldn't be more bullish. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. Everybody, stick around. I have this quick clip, a few minutes, going over some updates and some really cool things, some features being released in the BlockGains app. Appreciate your support. Download the app if you haven't. Let's just jump into that right now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless. BlockGains app, everybody download it in App Store, Google Play if you haven't already. First off, lock screen is being fixed. That will be optional in the coming week in an update release that's coming out. Here we go. I want to get right to the point here. There are some really cool features coming into fruition in the next 30 to 45 days. Thank you for your patience. We bootstrapped this thing. It's getting there. One of the features is price alerts. So price alerts are coming. We're going to have a CoinMarketCap API set up as well. So all of your altcoins will be in the app. But the gains page where you can plan your exits and plan your gains speculatively. If you haven't downloaded it, if you don't even know what I'm talking about right now, this is the page. You can see a couple example coins in the example portfolio. Bitcoin, you can add speculative sells. So if I want to sell 25% of my Bitcoin portfolio, when Bitcoin hits 200,000, you can save that and it updates your exit gains for Bitcoin. You can visualize that on the screen, and you can do the same thing with any altcoin. And then you have a total exit gains speculative scenario so you can plan your gains. What's cool is when we do price alerts, when we introduce that in the coming 30 to 45 days, you will be able to set up your exit gains and set up price alerts alongside each sell that you want to make. On the flip side of that, everybody, we're adding the inverse of this feature. We're adding a buy the dip page where you can do the same exact thing that you see here, but you're buying the dips and you're going to have price alerts integrated on that page as well. All of this being said, there's other updates happening. There's a redesign of the entire app that is pretty much ready to be implemented, which will be implemented. You can see on the screen just a way better flow, way better look and feel of the app. It's going to be easier to use the app and just kind of navigate through. That is coming soon as well, probably also in the next 30 to 45 days. So everybody, I truly did. I've never launched an app before, so I appreciate your patience. We got some critics out there, but most of you have been so supportive, and I just appreciate your patience through this process. This is going to be a top of the line crypto tracker app, I'm telling you, and I think we're doing it pretty quickly. So I'm extremely excited about what's going on with BlockGains. Please download it if you haven't. Get your portfolio going. There's a tutorial video in the More button to really kind of help you get started with using the app and just getting your portfolio going. But so many features coming out, everybody. And many, many, many cool things to come. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your feedback. I'm sending all feedback, all reviews. They're going to my developers. So we're implementing everything slowly but surely. So thank you. See you in the next video. God bless.